The incredibly salubrious streamer Destiny recently flabbergasted his audience with his salacious defense of his socialist and crypto-communist arch-enemy called Hasanabi. This is what the almighty leader of the Taliban Caliphate had to elucidate.
Somebody tell me, what is, people get so mad about people doing React content, and then in the next breath, they'll, here you go. You ready? You want my score? Ooh, scorching hot take coming. Ooh. Oh, I love fighting consumers. Yes. Scorching hot take coming. If you use ad block and you pirate shit, why the fuck are you crying about people stealing other people's digital content? Get the fuck out of here. Boom! Boom, shakalaka. Boom! 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 You made this take like 2 months ago. Yeah, I stand by it. That's the hypocrisy fallacy. True. Oh. It's not profiting off using ad block? Yeah, but you're depriving somebody else of money. Wait, is that really what you're upset about? Are you upset that somebody else is making money off of it? Or are you upset that somebody's depriving somebody else of money? Is it just a spite-based argument? Wait, what? Are you, like, if let's say somebody could steal somebody's content and make $1 million off of it, but the other person doesn't lose any money. Is that a bad thing to you? You're just mad because somebody else is making money? You're not even mad because somebody's being deprived of money? What a that's an even worse argument. I just hate Hassan. That's a good argument. Based.
Hey everyone.
Hey.
It's our favorite time of year.
I don't know why. I'm sorry.
So, we thought we'd check in and let y'all know what's happening with Project L.
Tell us.
From the start of this project, we felt that if we were going to make a fighting game, we needed to bring something new to the genre. We're investing in some big...
If you think they're equal, why don't you use ad block? I don't know if they are equal. I'm not sure, but I don't use ad block.
Ideas that we hope will unlock new kinds of fun for fighting game fans.
Someone republishing another person's content is doing both, siphoning off money from the original creator, and in doing to making a profit for themselves with the hard work of someone else. Orders of magnitude beyond one individual refusing to accept ads. I'm sure there's probably some people that don't watch. I don't know what the net effect is at the end of the day. I have no idea. There's probably a healthy number of people that don't watch. There's probably a big substitution effect from a streamer watching something versus actually consuming the original product. So there probably is some net effect loss. I wish that, I feel like it'll never happen, but it would be nice if there was like an auto licensing system that just let you, like, you know, I made $1,000 watching this video, you know, you give 200 to the creator or 300 or 400 or whatever. It would be nice if there was like an automatic way to adjust for that. I feel like most people will be happy with that arrangement. The video they're reacting to got like 3.5 million views in 2 days. Yeah, but like, I feel like if you were watching TikToks on stream, I feel like that content, stealing that content is not that bad because people are going to go watch more TikToks or might even rewatch the same ones because it's a short meme. One of the things that I think when you're determining fair use, I think one of the 4 points of fair use is a substitution effect. I think. Let me check. I might have just made that up. It might be factor 4. Let me check. Hold on. Effect on the market is perhaps more complicated than the other 3 factors. Fundamentally, this factor means that if you could have realistically purchased or licensed the copyrighted work, that fact weighs against defining a fair use. To evaluate this factor, we need to make a simple investigation of the market to determine if the work is reasonably available for purchase or licensing. A work may be reasonably available if you're using a large portion of that book that is for sale. The effect is close to a purpose. The amount or substantiality, yes, of the portion used. The amount used is usually evaluated on courts of rule. A short clip of the motion picture may be acceptable, but not if it encompasses. Maybe it's more under factor 3. But the I think that when it comes to watching like a 1 or 2 hour video on stream, there's probably a much more significant substitution there. Because like if I watch a 30-second meme on my stream, you might go watch that meme on your own, and like you're probably helping the original creator. But if I watch a 2-hour video on stream, the chances of you watching that 2-hour video on your own probably go to almost 0. Why would you watch another 2-hour video that you've already watched before, you know?
I'm happy to introduce one of those big bets for you today, which some of you have already suspected. Project L isn't just a tag-based fighting game. It's a 2v2 team-based fighting game. This means that teams of 2 players can face off together in the same match with each player piloting a single champion. So we're building a game where you can play with your friends as well as against them. Let me toss it over to Sean to explain how it works.
That hurts. Maybe I just handshake and you jump up after?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
You can make the argument that the average viewer isn't seeing the whole 2-hour long react, but that argument is defeated when you upload the whole thing to YouTube anyway. Yeah, once you upload it to YouTube, it changes. But like, the reality is let's say the original video gets 5 million views. Let's say I react to it and I get 10 million views. If I react to the entire thing, of those 10 million views, maybe 1 million of those people would have watched it all on their own, but now probably almost none of them are. My guess would be very, very, very few people would.
Hit the spin. All right, it's going to be cheap. Are you ready?
Hello, Ari.
Oh, you like that? That's kind of clean. Yeah. You do love to see it. Y'all have no idea how long I've been waiting to talk about this. This is Clock, one of our game designers.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
Let's get into it. Duo play works a bit like tag team wrestling.
Yeah, that's true, and that's a really hard one. The only difference there is that gaming companies allow you to do it. There is a big argument to be made that story-based games, once consumed in a streaming format, would never, ever, ever be consumed by a person. Like, if you watch somebody play through all of The Last of Us Part 1 and 2, are you really going to buy the game and play it yourself? The more story-driven a game is, probably the less likely that is to happen, right?
One player controls the champ on stage, and the other waits off screen for their teammate to find the right...
I'm curious, how is ad blocking different to streaming someone else's content? It's the same idea of potential earnings. You can't know for sure if the person would watch it and get the... ad block is just an infinitely harmful... Ad blocking is just like a brutally harmful thing in like the industry. Like, again, if every single streamer could choose between getting rid of all React content or getting rid of ad block, you wouldn't even be able to finish the sentence. Everybody would get rid of ad block. Ad block harms creators more than any other single thing on the internet, probably. It's just, but we just learned to live with it, basically.
Moment to tag them in. In our last update, we showcased some of our tag mechanics, all of which were designed from the ground up to encourage teamwork. Sharing in victories, defeats, performing combos together, or saving your partner in a clutch moment are just some of the new ways you can experience the game as a duo. Project L will support 1v1, 2v2, and even 2v1 matchups.
Whoa!
So don't worry, solo players. You can still play as a solo tag team fighter and control both champs at once. Fight your own battles or bring a friend. The choice is yours.
Time to throw down.
Whatever your setup, our systems are designed to feel fluid and rewarding for players on stage and off screen. And that starts before you...
Do you think there's an ethical way to make reaction-based content without depriving the original creator of revenue? For me personally, and I could probably be pushed on this, I don't like the idea of trademarks or copyrights on like entertainment stuff past like a year. I think it's I feel like the world is deprived of so much potential awesome stuff. Maybe 5 years, but like I feel like the world is deprived of so many awesome things when you can copyright things for 100 years or 75 or however the fuck long it is right now. So yeah, that's part of a feeling. Maybe if we wanted to change up copyright, maybe at least make like a mandatory licensing thing where you have to be able to license content from somebody. But I think earlier, like I said before, what about a brand like Star Wars? Yeah, I mean, that's why I think Star Wars... Like, imagine if the like, it would just be like, imagine a world where, like, Christopher Nolan can make, like, a Star Wars trilogy. Or, like, Quentin Tarantino could do Star Wars. Or, I think the whole world is deprived of potential, like, awesome shit because of how we do copyright for media in the United States. Mandatory licensing does exist for music with respect to covers. Oh, cute. When it comes to music streaming and short/mid-sized YouTube videos, can you understand how insanely suffocating the constant barrage of ads gets? People engage with multiple platforms, all of which are trying to ad max is only normal. Yeah, but the reason why I think it's gotten so bad partially is because so many people ad block. In some tech-driven industries, ad block rates I think are as high as like 80, 85, 90%. So yeah, of course there's a barrage of ads because you're trying to flood the ads onto the few people that still watch them. I don't worry about ads though, because on anything that I consume a lot of content of, I just pay the...
Copyright law has been a controversial topic in recent years, particularly in the digital age where content can be easily reproduced and shared online. In a discussion about the issue of React content, Destiny argues that people who use ad blockers or pirate content have no right to complain about others stealing digital content. He suggests that an automatic licensing system would be a fairer way to compensate creators for the use of their content. The issue of React content arises when people create videos or streams where they react to someone else's content, such as a movie, TV show, or YouTube video. Some creators argue that this type of content is fair use, while others claim that it is a form of theft. Destiny takes the view that React content is not necessarily theft, but it is hypocritical for people who use ad blockers or pirate content to complain about others stealing digital content. Destiny argues that an automatic licensing system would be a fairer way to compensate creators for the use of their content. This system would allow creators to set a price for the use of their content and would automatically charge anyone who uses it. This would ensure that creators are fairly compensated for their work, regardless of whether it is used in a React video, a meme, or any other form of content. While an automatic licensing system may seem like a fair and efficient way to compensate creators for the use of their content, there are also potential drawbacks to consider. One potential drawback is the cost of implementing and maintaining such a system. Creating a system that can accurately identify and track the use of copyrighted content across various platforms and mediums would require a significant investment of time and resources. This could be a barrier for smaller creators or platforms that cannot afford to participate in the system. Another potential issue is the fairness of the pricing set by creators. If creators set prices that are too high, it could discourage people from using their content and limit its exposure. On the other hand, if prices are set too low, creators may not receive adequate compensation for the use of their content. There is also the issue of how the automatic licensing system would handle fair use. Fair use is a legal doctrine that allows for the use of copyrighted material without permission in certain circumstances, such as for criticism, commentary, or parody. It can be difficult to determine when fair use applies, and an automatic licensing system may not be equipped to make these nuanced decisions. Another potential drawback is the impact on creative expression. If creators must pay to use copyrighted content, it could limit their ability to create new and innovative works. This could stifle creativity and limit the potential for new forms of expression. There is also the issue of international copyright law. Different countries have different laws and regulations regarding copyright, and it can be challenging to create a universal system that works for everyone. Some countries may not have the infrastructure or legal framework in place to participate in an automatic licensing system. Finally, there is the issue of privacy and data collection. An automatic licensing system would need to collect data about the use of copyrighted content, which could raise concerns about privacy and data protection. There would need to be clear guidelines in place to ensure that data is collected and used in a responsible and ethical manner. The substitution effect plays an important role in determining fair use. The substitution effect refers to the extent to which a new work can be seen as a substitute for the original work. For example, watching a 2-hour video on stream has a much greater substitution effect than watching a short meme. This means that the former is less likely to be considered fair use than the latter. Destiny also suggests that copyrights for entertainment should only last for a short period, such as 5 years. This would allow for more potential awesome content to be created, as creators would not be restricted by the need to obtain permission from copyright holders. It would also ensure that creators are fairly compensated for their work over a reasonable period. Ad blocking rates are high due to their harmful impact on the industry. However, Destiny personally pays for content he consumes regularly to avoid ads. He acknowledges that this is not a solution for everyone, as not everyone can afford to pay for content. However, he argues that people who use ad blockers or pirate content should not complain about others stealing digital content, as they are contributing to the problem. In conclusion, the issue of React content and copyright law is a complex one. While some argue that React content is a form of theft, others claim that it is fair use. Destiny suggests that an automatic licensing system would be a fairer way to compensate creators for the use of their content. He also argues that copyrights for entertainment should only last for a short period to allow for more potential awesome content to be created. Ultimately, the substitution effect plays an important role in determining fair use, and people who use ad blockers or pirate content have no right to complain about others stealing digital content.